my buddy texts Keelan and says, hey, are you still coming to get this half, right? But it's the wrong fucking Keelan. So he says, hey, are you still coming to get this half to, like, my fucking childhood baseball coach? You know what I mean? And, like, the father of a kid that we still play high school basketball with. You know what I mean?
I'd be like half a
and
pumpkin
he's not,
pie.
He's not fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
No.
And he says...
All of the knots, all of the guap, all of the pesos, all of the pollo, all of the knots, all of the guap, all of the pesos, all of the pollo, all of the money, all of the money, all of the
That was awkward.
Why? That's a real conversation.
Yeah, man. It was awkward.
Was it?
Yeah, in the spirit of the show, it was.
Soup sandwich. That's all about that.
No, that's what we're talking about today.
Oh,
What's
is it?
awkward.
Oh, okay.
The word of the day is awkward.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I remember this. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Soup sandwich. Back again.
Back again.
Yep. Word of the day is awkward.
Ugh. Awkward.
Yeah. We're going to talk about awkward.
What things are most awkward to be in
I think the beginning of a podcast is awkward.
Yeah. That's it. Not knowing what to say.
Till you really get in there, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to ask you a direct question like, what do you think about this?
That's right.
That's the only way you get out of it.
Or we got to be like, Bree, start talking now. And on Thursdays, we got to go, Bree, shut up.
Yeah. Stop screaming, Bree. Please. But yeah, since we talked about the average shit with Joey, kinda. We wanted to talk about what was awkward to us because we were kind of talking about it like in passing a couple of days ago. And I think there's a bunch of really funny, awkward shit that happens, like especially in the shit that we do, like partying wise, dating wise, fucking all of those things. Yeah, fuck yeah. There's a ton of just awkward shit, and I fucking thrive off that shit as a salesperson. Like those awkward moments and navigating yourself out of them and kind of taking control of them is fucking fun to me.
Sure.
So that's what we're talking about today. What was the first shit? I can't remember.
It says, what are some things that are the most awkward?
Yeah, all right, we passed that. A lot of that. What's next?
Right, that was awkward.
Yeah.
How do you handle awkward situations?
It depends where you are. Like I said, you got to get in front of that shit, man. You got to handle the awkward.
What's
got to harness it.
So we're not being specific enough.
Yeah, because we're about to be specific.
We got to get into it.
Well,
Yeah.
I can see. Personally, I think I encounter more awkward situations because I'm a more
'Cause
awkward
you make 'em.
individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
That's what I
think
was gonna say.
y'all don't have much experience in that, so maybe this is like a coaching session for me.
Have you ever accidentally created an awkward moment that made you like have secondhand embarrassment for yourself?
I'm sure. I just don't care as much. Like I'm probably the opposite of him. And if I do feel awkward, I dive into it and I hit it head on instead of waiting back and it get more awkward, because I can feel when an awkward moment happens.
I did something awkward yesterday, actually. Actually really awkward. Although this was last Tuesday. So like I've been playing pool in this fucking pool league, and everybody's real, like anything that people do seriously, everybody's real fucking weird about their equipment and shit. You know what I mean? Like we all have fucking pool sticks. You know what I mean? Like if I touch your pool stick, I don't fucking stand to hurt it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not fucking being belligerent. But I was playing a fucking match. And
Were you drunk?
No, not at all.
Sober.
I don't play drunk at all.
Okay.
So I'm playing a match, and it's a close match. Like I need like 4 balls to win, and this guy needs 2 balls to win, actually. And I ended up winning. It was super fucking close. And where I was standing, this guy, a different guy, like a completely unrelated guy, had his pool stick constantly sitting on the wall. So I was having to like go out of the way to put my pool cue down over here and then stand in this area where I was out of the way, because there's a shitload of pool tables.
Sure.
It's like kind of a confined space when everybody's in there playing matches. So like as like the most heated moment of the match is up, I pick this pool cue up from where I'm standing, and I'm like, fuck, there's no chalk on my fucking pool cue. What the fuck, man? So I start chalking it.
You knocked that shit over.
No, I start chalking.
You're chalking the wrong.
Hell yeah, it's not mine. It is not fucking mine at all. And this guy walks up to me and he's like, hey man, you mind if I get my stick back? And I look down at it and I'm like, yeah, my bad. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to touch your shit. But people get real fucking awkward.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Real awkward. Hey, you think I can have that stick back? And I'm like, oh, that was one that made me like, damn, I did some awkward shit. You know what I mean? I created an awkward moment here because it was fucking weird. People don't want you to fuck with their shit.
Kind
of. You
of.
know what I mean?
I got an awkward thing this morning. This guy, it was last summer. I met this guy like in a bar. It was like late night. He ends up coming back to my place, but he just like passes out, which is fine. Great. But like I have like kind of no idea who he was. Like, he was super cool in the bar, and then, like, he came home with, like, me and all my friends, and then he got there and, like, just passed the hell out in my bed, just in his boxers. And I'm like, well, this is fucking weird. And, like, clearly he doesn't know where the fuck he's at. So, like, I'm going to go sleep on the couch, or I slept with my roommate. Because I was like, I don't want him waking up in the morning and be like
what we do?
Yeah, what did we do? Or, like, him, like, think that I did something to him. Because I was like, yeah, no. So the next morning we wake up, and I, like, look at my roommate, and I'm like, see if he's here. Like, because we have a Ring camera. I'm like, see if he left. And luckily he did, whatever. Well, we had added each other on Instagram that night before. And, I didn't tell you all this part. So I was really, we were all drunk when we got home. He passed out. And I was like, let's go through his phone because I'm bored.
God.
So did you do his face?
God.
You did his face?
He didn't have a code.
Oh, what?
What a fucking demon.
Right? So I just get in it. And so I see he
What
has
a
a
guy.
Hinge profile. So I went and changed all of his answers because, like, on Hinge, it's like...
So you didn't just check it, you changed it.
Motherfucker.
I changed it. It was like,
That's
what
some
do I
fucked
what I
up
order
shit,
from the
man.
table? And it was like, pussy and quesadillas. And it was like...
That's awesome.
It was like, what do I like to do something? And it was like, and I just changed everything to pussy, pussy, pussy. So I never
You
heard.
probably upgraded his profile. For
Right?
him.
So I never heard anything back. Like, never. And never talked to him again, whatever. We had each other's numbers, whatever. I think he was still in love with his ex-girlfriend because, like, I read those text messages. He was like, if God puts us back together, then blah, 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 blah.
God, dude.
So I was like,
This
whatever.
is probably fucking illegal.
She went devilish.
Yeah, this is
So
probably
just-
this is not awkward. This is illegal.
So listen, so I haven't talked to him since. Like, that was like...
She didn't break and enter.
Yeah.
She didn't
He
have
came in my house. so.
No, she didn't break and enter in the phone.
I was about to say, I don't know
It
what you
wasn't
could
locked.
be charged with.
It wasn't locked.
The door was
Yeah.
open.
The door was open.
So-
yeah.
He ended up...
Imagine explaining that one in court. I swear to God, all I did was really fuck with his dating profile.
Yeah. No, look, I picked it up and there was no code, so that means come in.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
I literally just started, like, that was it. Never talked to him again. He, like, unfollowed me on Instagram, so I was like, I'll unfollow you too, motherfucker. So I unfollowed
back
him
at
too.
you.
Haven't talked to him since the summer, so whatever, cool. Woke up this morning, guess who friend requested me?
It was
This
him.
dude.
I was like, I screenshot it and sent it to my friends, and I was like, I wonder if he finally realized what I did to his Hinge profile. And so, like, I
He
went...
definitely did. That's why he unfriended
That's
you.
what I would
Had
figure.
to.
So I went and, like, looked at, like, the messages or something, and nothing. Like, he didn't, like, reach out to me and, like, send me screenshots like, bitch, did you do this? Because I was like, I mean, he could have thought it was, like, one of his buddies or something, like, later on, but
Yeah.
he never said anything.
I would have lied anyway, even if he did ask.
So that was awkward
course
this morning when he added me back.
Dude, I got a couple.
That's fucking hilarious.
I got a couple. One was this was when me and Allison were like first married or whatever, and she had one of those. You know, this was in I don't know 2009. So she had at that time those North Face bubble jackets were the bigger, not the thinner ones that are. You know, the thinner ones are now, but they're the bigger bubble jackets. And we're sitting around like a bonfire. You know, like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it was completely bright. I got two of my good friends there, and one of my good friends' father-in-law there. And this dude's, they call him Papa Go Dogs. That's his granddad's name because he loves the Bulldogs, whatever. And he always talks about them. Right. That tells you a little bit about the guy. You know, so
He's a loser.
Allison, no, he's a good dude. I mean, he's stupid, but he's a good dude.
Makes
So
sense.
he walks to,
He's stupid.
so we're sitting there drinking beer. Allison is working and then coming there later. So she comes down. We're in the backyard. She comes down, and we're all sitting there. And this 65-year-old man goes, "Hey, how are you doing?" Didn't know her and goes, "When are you having your baby?" And she goes, Allison just looked at him and goes, "Well, I'm never wearing this jacket again." And walks inside. But the awkward moment was when she walked inside because everybody's just sitting there. My two good buddies, you know, I mean, there might have been
my
3 or 4 people,
God.
and then this dude, and we were just sitting there. I looked at him and I said, "Hey, Papa Go Dogs." I said, "How old are you?" He said, "Well, I'll be 65 next month." And I said, "Well, you goddamn old enough not to ask a woman when she's gonna have a baby." I was like, you make that mistake one time in your life and you never do
Never
it
do it
again.
again.
And all my other friends started laughing. It was like, "Yeah, you fucked up there." You know, I love awkward text because they're virtual awkward text. So I'm in a group. This was like this Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving before. And me and my sisters are on a text, and I didn't realize my dad was on this text either. And my sister had said something about my dad, but it was really to him. And I just shot a text. I was like, this dumb motherfucker. I was like, he must have lost his goddamn mind. And I went on for a minute, and then I hear a ding, and my little sister goes, Dad is on this text. And I started laughing. I go, LOL, didn't know you were on the text message, but I'm going to stand true to what I said. Sin!
Oh my God.
But how many times have you felt awkward in a group text because you said some stupid shit?
Dude, I had when I was like, I don't know, we were probably like 16 or something like that. We had a buddy of ours named Keelan, and Keelan was also the dad of our other decent player in high school,
right.
you know? And we were decently close with him. Like, he was our baseball coach and shit growing up. And so we all had him in our phone. So we had a group text for 4 of us went in, like, on 2 ounces of weed, right? And we all just getting a half and splitting it. And we put all of us in a group message to talk about
Y'all
it.
had 50 on it, not 5.
And then
I got 50 on it.
it was a good week, you know what I mean? So we split all this fucking weed up, and Keelan's the only one that hasn't came and got his weed yet. So not in the group message, my buddy texts Keelan and says, hey, are you still coming to get this half, right? But it's the wrong fucking Keelan. So he says, hey, are you still coming to get this half to, like, my fucking childhood baseball coach? You know what I mean? And, like, the father of a kid that we still play high school basketball with. You know what I mean?
I'd been like half a
And
pumpkin
he's not
pie.
he's not fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
No.
And he says, he immediately texts back to my buddy, and he's like, boy, I don't know what the fuck you got going on, but you need to goddamn watch yourself. You know, I ain't gonna fucking tell your nana or nothing like that, but you need to fucking know what the fuck you're doing, you know? And so we're game planning, like, what the fuck do we say back? You know what I mean? We're fucked. And so
How long do you contemplate about replying?
Oh, about 3 minutes of hard deliberation amongst the group of what the fuck we should say back. So we decide that we're gonna text him back and say that was autocorrect and that we tried to say hat. And that we sent it to the wrong person, right?
That's a good one.
It's not bad, right? Immediately texts us back and says, well, what the fuck do I goddamn look like? Do you think I don't fucking know what the fuck is going on here? And he literally in the text message was like, don't even text me back. He was like, you're not fucking in trouble. He was like, just know that I fucking know. You know what I mean? And so we fucking
That
left
is
it there,
that's a good rebuttal on the text.
Dude, I saw him. He works like he owns a gas station. Like he owns a business where it's like a car wash, like a detailing place.
Yeah.
And then he owns the gas station like right across from it.
Yeah.
And I still would see him working in the gas station sometimes. And he asked me about it like years later. Like I was already working here. I was probably like 20 or 21. And he asked me about it. And I was like, yeah, you know what the fuck was happening. And that was exactly what the fuck was happening. You know what I mean? It was fucking awkward. It was awkward forever just seeing him. We would see him at the basketball games and he would damn touch knuckles when we play well and shit like that. And I was just like,
that guy doesn't smoke weed.
please don't fucking tell my goddamn parents that I fucking bought weed. Please, please. And he never did. He kept it fucking real.
So, dude, getting paranoid and awkward when you don't smoke weed. Like, you're awkward.
Oh, yeah.
Not only when you smoke weed, because y'all are probably high when you were doing this.
100%. We had been waiting on him to come get this fucking weed all day. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Oh,
We
yeah, it was
dipped
not
into
good.
it a little bit.
It was not good. Yeah, it was not good. I'll carry that one with me forever. I'm real fucking particular about making sure I'm sending texts to the right people. I learned that one early.
Yeah, unfortunately, all my sandlot stories are all around weed and not a baseball that got lost.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all around that. So I got
Yeah.
about 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
So it's not all. I got in the biggest pickle in my life.
We also had somebody
We
leave
had
a
a
bunch
half
of
ounce
weed.
on my table, and my mom came in the garage door instead of the front door, and my friend blew all of it
Dude, we had
aside.
actually I have 2 stories about that. One time my mom came in and I was teaching my little brother how to roll a blunt, right?
Yeah.
And my little brother was a cool fucking 13, you know, young as fuck, like so young.
Horrible.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we had built.
Some
like,
might say you were a good big brother.
dude, he turned out okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got a lot of that shit out of the way early. So we had built like this contraption where we had this space heater, and we had like taken 2 2x4s and ran them across our building and covered it with blankets. So we had like a smaller area that was easier to heat in the building. And my mom came in there and she found this pill bottle full of grinded up weed that we were using to pour like in the blunts, and she took it and she threw it. She made us get out of the building, then she took it and she threw it out. Right. But I had a whole like fucking big bag of weed in there. Like that was just what I had ground and put.
Right.
And I was like, she has found.
That was ready smoke.
I was like, she has found, because the big bag is sitting right there. It's sitting in the open, like 3 feet away.
But she just concentrated on that.
Hell yeah. Grabbed the first thing and threw it out, and I was like, well, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? I was like, because especially when my dad finds out how much weed I had, I'm fucked. I went back up there a day or two later, and she had never even found that weed. That big ass bag of weed was just sitting on the fucking table right beside us. She had found like a gram of weed and strewn it out in the yard. And I was like, oh my God, dude. It's a close one. Close one.
This story kind of leads us into the next one because it has to do with sex. Me and a couple buddies.
His mom let us into sex?
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
No, my story.
That's how it usually happens.
Anyways.
Awkward.
Me and my buddies like met up with these girls. I don't think we were really I don't remember how it happened. We weren't supposed to do that for some reason. Let's say one of the girls' names was Sarah. So after it's done, we go back to where we were before, and I text Sarah and say, hey, let's be quiet, like keep it on the down low because this is a sensitive topic or whatever. And the Sarah I texted ended up being somebody from my brother's grade, who she was like, I think you have the wrong.
I know what you're talking about.
Wrong number. So it was like,
what a demon.
Yeah, that was pretty awkward.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I'm not even going to text the real Sarah now because she knows what's up.
Yeah.
You let your awkwardness get a hold of you. You should have texted the other one too.
Yeah, I should have said, or we could make it happen with you because you were fine, boy.
Yeah.
But what about y'all? Like,
awkward and sex?
I see here the watching porn during sex. Is that
awkward?
No.
I've never done it.
I never did that.
You have.
And it wasn't awkward.
Yeah, no,
but this is so weird.
But you said, but we already talked about this in a previous podcast, and you said you do watch it now.
Yeah,
I do. Did you see one of my questions the other day?
Move your mic. I can't hear you very well.
Did you see my questions on Monday?
Yeah, I did see them, but I can't remember the one.
One of the questions that literally, like, I mean, I got so many DMs from people. I was like, would you rather go your entire life without hot sauce or buffalo sauce ever again, or have to watch only pregnant porn for the rest of your life?
I'd have to go with the pregnant porn.
That's what I said.
Yes.
I cannot hot sauce. I could not live without buffalo sauce.
Yeah, like we're talking about any kind of hot sauce at all.
At
right?
all, like you cannot have any.
Pregnant porn for
the rest
sure.
of
Pregnant porn, 100%.
Yeah, no doubt.
Does it have to be like highly pregnant porn?
I don't
like
know. What?
It could be just pregnant porn. No, I'm going with a variety of pregnant porn.
1 month pregnant porn, please.
Yeah. 6 weeks.
She just found out she's pregnant. We had sex.
She can still get an abortion legally.
One of my followers messaged me and he's like, I just watched pregnant porn for the first time the other day. Like the shit that like I get like when people just like message me and they're like tell me their life stories or like why they chose it. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like one guy was like, I literally just watched, which is awkward. People are like, I just watched pregnant porn for the first time the other day. He was like, honestly, it was intriguing and still got the job done. But then I'm like, oh my God, like,
God, dude.
I like, and then
what a fucking
monster. One of my friends is pregnant right now, and she's like, now I'm in. She's like, part of me wants to go search pregnant porn. She's like, I didn't even think that was a thing. And I was like,
oh yeah, yeah. If you can put the words together, it's a thing. In porn,
for sure.
Dude, I was a younger man at this time. I was probably like 17, 18, and
a younger man.
Yeah, 17 or 18. So. You know, controlling when you go during sex at that time is a little bit difficult to conquer
and can be very awkward.
That's what
awkward.
That's where I'm going. So I did 2 awkwards in a row. Right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I had a number of beers that I needed to drink to be able to go to where it would satisfy the person that I was with, the girl that I was with. And I'm like, because if I go before, I'm just going to get too excited. And if I drink too much, it's just gonna be awful for both of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's that moment, right? You know, you weren't thinking of dead puppies and your grandmother or something while you're fucking, right? Just so you don't go early. Every dude knows this.
Oh, 100%.
Every dude knows this.
You absolutely.
So what happened is I
start saying objects around me. That's what I do.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
I say like wall, curtain.
Out loud?
No. Fuck no. It might help though.
That would be awesome.
Like phone charger, tapestry.
This girl didn't. We had just met. We probably met each other 2 or 3 times, and she was not aware of my window and that I wasn't in it yet.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I was like, wanted to explain, hey, it's not the window, which I should have explained.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm not in the
it's
window.
not the window. Yeah.
I'm not in the window yet. I can get in the window. And
At least you would explain, because there's some guys that are like, "Oh, I'm good," and then either they can't get it up, or mostly they can't get it up.
Yes, right. But I wasn't in that window. I was pre-window, which means you're gonna go pre, right? So you're
too fucking sensitive.
It's way sensitive.
There's too much sensation.
I'm a young man at this point, so it is happening.
It's impressive. You already have this strategy at 17.
The end.
This guy was fucking, dude.
The end of it was had a heartbeat at this time. You know what I mean? So I go. And she pulls me in the bed. I'm like, my fucking window is not here, right? And we do it, and obviously, what happens, because I've been in this situation before.
Science does science.
It didn't go well for her. It was all right for me, but then it's awkward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
is that the first awkward?
That's the first awkward.
Okay.
The second awkward was I'm trying to make it not awkward. I always go into the awkwardness, and she's got a tattoo on her lower back, right? And I said, hey, and I started rubbing her tattoo. I was like, how long did that take? And she goes, I don't know. That's a weird question. I was like, I'm just asking you, how long did that take? And she thinks I'm talking about sex. I'm talking about her tattoo. And she goes, I don't know. It's just a weird question. I start laughing my ass. I was like, I was talking about your tattoo. I know that what you were thinking of was not good.
Yeah.
I was playing, basketball shot clock, not the whole quarter. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
It is always awkward. Like if it's like a one night stand.
I think it's more awkward for the guy than the girl, though, right? Or do you think it's more awkward for the girl?
I think
because it's happened to everybody.
I mean, yeah, I think it's more awkward for the girl because in our situation, like, we don't know what to do for you. Like, we know you feel bad, but like, also get the fuck out at this point. Like, I don't want to lay here and snuggle with you now, so get out.
Grab a Reese's bar on the way out. Get the fuck out of here.
Kicked out after sex is definitely an awkward thing in itself because, like,
you should have
that. You don't know who
even if you want to leave, even if I know you want to leave and I want you to leave, being like, hey, you should maybe leave.
Should I get you an Uber?
Yeah, like, you should maybe like go home. Are you cool with that?
The person.
I'm not even drunk anymore.
And
I
then
will
it's
fucking
also,
drive you.
And then also you don't know like what he's thinking. Like, do you want me to stay or do you want me to leave? Like, if I leave, is he gonna be like thinking that like I just came over for nothing? Like, there's plus girls are way more like calculated in how we think about that. Like, and then we're like, well, if I leave and like he doesn't like say that he wanted me to stay, but then also I'm like emotionless. Like, if I don't like you and I'm over there and I'm like I've literally done it before. I've literally like looked at a guy and been like,
got to go.
Pound it. See ya. And he goes, for real?
Yeah.
And I said, yes. He goes, I figured like I could like buy you breakfast or something in the morning. And I was like, no, my roommate doesn't really like when like random people are in the house.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, like I get that. And I was like, yeah, sorry. Like, not really. I just want my fucking bed to myself. I don't want to wake up and remember that
happened.
You probably you talk about it beforehand though, for the most part, right?
Most of the time, yeah. Like, if you know what you're doing,
you kind of know. Hey, I want to fuck this guy.
Or no, not kinda. She definitely does. And
you probably talk
about it. And you know if you want him to stay over or not, probably.
Yeah. Like, I mean
both.
Most of the time, if I want you to stay, like, it's going into a relationship. Otherwise, like, you know what the fucking deal is. Like, get out.
Yeah.
Like,
you
why
should
are
have.
you here?
You should have on your like kitchen counter of your house because I'm assuming you have to walk.
Sign-in sheet.
No. This is better. You should
Clock in, clock out.
Fingerprint
we're
system.
talking about awkward. This would be awkward for them. So you should have 3 baskets. You should have full 4 Snicker bars, like the king size Snicker bars, and the 4 Reese's packs in one basket. The second basket is the fun size little chocolates, and the third basket is
a Hershey Kiss?
No, the peppermints.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the candy corn, right? So right after, you're rating them, and they're going to know you're rating them, like, grab a peppermint on the way out.
Yeah.
That means you won the peppermint. Or the person will be like, hey,
Yeah, you get the 4-pack of Reese's.
get the
dog.
4 packs of Reese's.
The guy that like I pounded it with, like I was like, see it, like he ended up like messaging me after and was like, I would really like to like take you on a date or like da da da, and I was like, yeah, no, like not ready, like no, and then literally ran into him at the Battery. Luckily,
Did it hurt?
I was just like I just kept like I literally got
got
so
that,
red. I knew what you meant, but not that funny. Awkward.
I thought so.
But then we ended up like sitting. I was like sitting at the table like watching a game or something, and I saw out the corner of my eye like you can feel somebody like staring at you, and so like I looked, and I saw him like looking, and I like quickly look away, and all of a sudden like I'm looking at my friend sitting across the table from me, and I just start like busting out laughing, and I'm like. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? She's like, what? I'm like, I can't say anything because they're in front of me now and they will see my mouth move. Like, I can't say anything. Just hold on. And I know your bitch ass will like turn and look as soon as I say something. Yeah. So I waited till he got like way over on the other side. And I was like, we have a nickname for him, but I'm not saying it.
I think nicknames are okay on podcasts.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it's
You say
not.
other people's real names, might as well say the nickname.
It's really not.
No.
It's really bad.
That's a lot of sex awkwardness things we just went through. That's awesome.
I have a lot more than that.
I think
too.
the gist of that
yeah.
is that 6 overall. It's just a little awkward.
I have a lot more.
Well,
too.
I would say even if it goes great the first time, it's awkward at first, even afterwards, because you don't know to do it afterwards. Like, because you don't know if it was great for them. You don't know that yet.
The first time is always awkward because
Right.
you don't know what the other person likes.
Right.
And then like also I hate when like you talk it up before you get into the bed with someone. Like they're like, yeah, I can't wait to like bend you over. Like fuck this shit out of you.
Who says that to
That's
you?
too much. You should never do that because
Yeah.
it sets terrible expectations.
Exactly.
And everybody.
And what if you did what you said you were going to do? Because most of them are like, I'm going to
Exactly.
bend you over. And what if you actually were that good? You're like, you're like, God, this guy's psycho.
Most girls
actually
don't
did.
want that though. They don't want to just be in there getting fucking demolished anyway. Guy, you can't talk it up like that. Like, fucking guy, I'm about to fucking reshape your insides. Like, God, dude, just fucking chill.
You better not turn around. I'm going to bust a kidney open.
Be like, yeah, we're gonna fuck and just
Watch your
leave it right
liver.
at that. Don't even set any expectations of how it's gonna go. We're gonna fuck and you're gonna see how it's gonna go. Because I don't even really know.
That's the guy. You're like, that's the guy when you're done. You're like, grab a peppermint.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And
Your basket
I steal
3.
the whole basket of big candy and then leave. I know when I'm out of there for good. That's for sure.
But then we'll also like how long do you take to like text the girl like last night was fun.
Oh, you never do that either.
Last night was great.
You don't do that at all.
Or do you want to hang out again?
That's not part of the game, unfortunately. I think you should be able to do that, but you don't.
Yeah, you should.
But that's why like
Doesn't help.
I'll
Too
like,
needy.
That's why like you can't just give a person like one chance unless like it's like a one night stand, but like you have to like give them more than one chance like in bed because like the first time again
Sure.
it's awkward.
Yeah,
So then if you don't pass the second or third time, then at that point I'm like,
Bree's a mighty gracious person. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
She's mighty gracious.
I would let that guy fuck
Hey.
me at least 3 times just to make sure he's fucking terrible.
It's a baseball analogy. There's 3 strikes in this game.
Yeah. If you bat 300, you're a fucking Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, there's still hope in this guy.
Dude, there's dating shit and not even sex related that's super fucking awkward too. One thing that I learned really early, like on that note, is that being way too nice or like way too sweet is fucking awkward.
Yeah.
Like the guy that texts you and calls you beautiful and sends you emojis and tells you good morning every morning and fucking does all
Nicknames
that
like
corny
doll
shit
face.
non-stop, like 1,000 hard eyes every time you post a pic, or fucking just revolting,
right?
You know
to the moon
I mean?
and back type guy.
The fucking couple that like tags each other in these corny ass memes on Facebook and
sits
they're
on
like,
the same side of the booth.
Yeah, bro. Like, oh, you're
Fucking weird.
you're so
Hate
sexy.
that. Yeah, me
or
too.
or a guy that's like under your girl's picture and it's like, yeah, that's all mine, baby. And she's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, that's just fucking weird.
You probably see the same side of the booth a lot.
Not really.
In your
And
business.
honestly, I agree. Like, if I've been in a relationship with a guy for like a long ass time, like I'll do that. Like all yours, but like I've done that, so I get
Sometimes
it.
it's
But
just
like
too
when you're
much.
like first dating somebody, and like I like the chase, and then like also, but I still like want to chase while I'm in the relationship. Like I don't want you to blow my phone up 24/7. Honestly, I dated a guy
on that emotional shit.
I dated a
Shit's
guy,
whack.
or me and him like kind of had a thing like years ago in like high school. Then we finally like I had broken up with my ex up one of the times, and I went on a date with him. Clearly, he really liked me, and then he was like, "I'm moving," and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, like whatever." Like I just got out of a relationship. I'm not ready to be in another one, but like
Just
this date was
moving.
fun and it was cool,
Just
and I
move
know
in
you.
with me.
I'm just moving to Roswell.
Yeah.
No, he's moving to a different state. I think he moved to I don't even remember. No.
Idaho.
So then he ends up
Idaho.
Disgusting.
So then he ends up moving, and then he went to Florida. And then I met up with him in Florida because I went down to Tampa. And then literally the next week he sends me flowers for Valentine's Day, which is super, super sweet. But my mom, of course, is like, "Oh my God, this is perfect! You're finally put on a pedestal. Like he's treating you so great. Like da 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 da."
Which that probably turned you off even more.
100%. I was like,
Nope.
I was like,
guy.
This motherfucker's a mommy's boy.
and I was like, just like, no, don't do that yet. Like, chill.
Yeah, it's too soon. Too soon.
Yeah. Flowers makes it awkward.
I love flowers, but like,
But
and
not. That's too
randomly,
soon,
but-
man. So it's like Valentine's Day is coming up,
Or when you bring
and there's
people
that.
shit on their
There's
first
that.
date.
There's the window
Weird.
of breakup, but there's also a window of you don't buy a gift. You just go out to dinner or something. You know you go have a drink together. It's too soon for me to send you fucking flowers.
Oh yeah.
Girl.
Me and Kathleen for Valentine's Day got somebody to give us really like these really strong weed edibles. And we're gonna sit there and cook dinner and watch movies.
That's a good one.
Get super
honestly,
high.
like staying in on Valentine's Day. One Valentine's Day,
We're about
me
to
and
chill hard.
Fucking awful. Valentine's Day's awful.
me and Douche Canoe went out to we went
The
out.
guy that's building my garage said you talk about him too much.
I'm glad he listens to the podcast though.
Yeah.
What's up?
He
Thank
said,
you.
He said,
And
I-
he's listened
he
to
said, "I heard
multiple
of it."
episodes.
It's funny that he knows me. I mean, we played golf together a bunch, and he knows me and he knows him and you too. So I thought.
I mean, the
thought that
guy
was
took
funny.
up 7 years of my life. Like, pretty much like most holidays, I was with the stupid fuck, or he's ruined
Not on 4th of
almost
July.
every fucking. Yeah, I actually was with him. That's when I found out first.
You like broke up all the summers, right? And not on 4th
Yeah.
of July.
Well, July 3rd was his birthday, so I was
Y'all did a
always with him.
Memorial Day to the Labor Day thing.
Yeah.
Can't wear white or be together.
We went to Elevation, and we like got you know, like some restaurants, like you have to make the reservations and then like
Yeah.
you put a deposit down, and if you don't go, you don't get the deposit back.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And we put down $150 to go to Elevation. We get there, and I had strep throat. Like, I was at work that day, and I'm like, I can't like I am sick, and I was like, I really don't want to go. I just want to go home and get in
Spitting
bed.
today,
Like,
not swallowing.
I feel like shit. And we ended up going, and I'm sitting at the table just crying because like I can't
'Cause you're
swallow the
sick?
food. I can't like drink. I am absolutely miserable. We ended up leaving there, and I went to like the emergency room because I literally felt like shit, and I had mono and strep throat.
God damn.
And I don't have tonsils either, so my strep throat like is like the virus all in my throat. Like it's not in my tonsils.
Gross. Disgusting.
That's
Awkward.
awesome. Awkward.
All right. What else was what were some of those other
I
questions?
literally just had something on my mind, but I can't remember what it is.
Shit
Oh,
happens all the time.
something that something that
producer.
we that's on here is when someone is really into something, but the other one isn't.
Oh yeah, because then you feel like obligated. I wrote that down because Kathleen feels obligated to come to the shit that I'm into sometimes.
Yep.
And she has a awful fucking time.
Right.
But when you come there, I'm not going to help you have a good time because I want you to learn your lesson. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to know that I warned you. You weren't going to have fun here. So you're going to not have
I wasn't doing it to be away with you. I was doing you a favor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. She came to pool one time and she was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, this is awful. Because I was like, hey, I'm learning the game. I'm playing. I'm fucking busy. You know, I'm not going to be over there chilling with you. And the first time you ever met, she was like, yeah, I'm never doing this shit again. I was like, at least you can fucking tell me you're never doing it again. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people will do shit that they hate forever with no fucking actual added value to the person that's doing the thing that they like.
See, the only time like I'll do something like is if I like really want to be with the person, like, or if I like if our schedules like never align, and then he has plans on Saturday.
Or if I want to support you into some shit, like if you were a fucking...
But I'm not going every fucking week.
Hell
no. I'm like, go with you once. Good luck.
Hey,
you got a big one.
Get out of here. Go be somebody.
You got a big match, something you're excited about. I'll go with you to that shit. You know, but fuck.
Did you mean like something that you're not into, like sexual or like just normal?
Just in dating in general.
Dating,
me and my wife. I guess it's not awkward, but like we have very few TV shows we watch together. I watch almost anything. Like I like TV, I like movies, and I watch almost anything. But the TV shows she likes sometimes are. I don't watch hardly any reality TV. I fucking hate it. It's fake. It sucks. You know, to me, it's the death of the United States.
I love it.
You know, it's one of opioids and fucking reality TV. They're in the same category as me, for me. So at first, I'm watching this TV and I'm like, fucking hate, and I can't. So she's like, you don't like this. I'm like, no, I don't fucking like it. It's stupid. You know what I mean? So it's more of an angry thing. But when we find a show that we like, it's awesome.
I have a hard time fucking staying on pace with whoever I'm watching it with. Because, like, when I get into some shit, especially if I want to watch it, like, we got to fucking get that shit in. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
we've been doing good with one TV show we're watching by not watching it without each other. But
what show is it?
Madam Secretary.
Imagine it was awkward.
I like it. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. What else is on there?
Well, I was gonna say this wasn't a date or anything, but I had a friend in school that I was just trying to be more friendly with, and
more friendly.
This is not dating. This is no sexual thing at all. So I invited her to go to the show that Brent Michael, Brent Costin. We need to have him on here because he's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
he's really creative.
I'd be down for that.
But he did a live show, kind of comedy, kind of skit, kind of thing, and I invited her to go with me, and she invited another friend to go with us. And when we got there, I realized that they were very sensitive to everything, jokes in general. So it was like the whole time, the whole crowd was like busting out laughing, and the two people that I brought were like offended by every single joke. That wasn't even about their group that they would identify with. Like, it was just funny.
Those people need to
about other people.
Oh my god, that's awful.
And it was really weird.
I think it's weird when people go to a comedy club, and this happens all the time. Goes to a comedy club and gets offended at all. Mm-hmm. Don't go to a comedy club if you get offended about anything. Anything, because comedy, that's what it is. I'm touching on sensitive points and making it funny. So if you ever get offended on anything, don't fucking go to a comedy club.
Yeah,
like Joey says, don't fucking ruin the show because your ass is sensitive.
Fuck yeah. Anything that you take, what is good and what is bad ideas for first dates? What is like unique ideas for first dates? It's not awkward.
I went to, on me and Allison's first date. We went to a comedy club. I told you this. Our first real date. We went and saw
Bert Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer, yeah. 2007 is when we went. Yeah.
Awesome. I would like to do a comedy. I love comedy shows, but like a first date, like I don't know, like what if like he laughs weird the first like.
Might as well get it out of the way.
But then you're having fun because you're at a comedy club. So fuck.
But then you can't talk because the whole point of a first date is like to get to know each other.
Yeah, but
that's true. But I wouldn't recommend dinner either because it's too much talking.
Yeah, it's too much talking.
But you can do all of that at a comedy club. You go 20 minutes before the show. You ordered and you got 20 minutes of talking, and then you're quiet laughing, and you can see the person's sense of humor there. And then afterwards, you can spend as much time talking or going home.
I used to
It's a
think
perfect
that,
first
I
date.
used to think when I was a kid, like everybody just went to the movies, you know, because that's like what they do.
Used to be. Yeah.
Awful.
Used to.
Just it's
It's
not.
literally you just sit there.
It's awful. And you always get into this weird thing where like you kind of know you like each other, and so you want to like
Hold their hand. but,
or
no.
like have them your arm over. That is uncomfortable as fuck in
Awful.
the movies. You need to
Yeah.
sit in your goddamn chair, and I get both armrests.
This is why they give me the armrest.
Yeah.
You stay on your
You
side.
only get one, and I get
In sixth
both
grade,
of
we
them.
always thought that was the place to finger bang. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Hell
you go
yeah.
to the movie
'Cause it
theater, you're
was.
finger banging there.
I've never done that.
You have to pick the worst movie on purpose.
In
just so
eighth grade,
nobody
they
else
don't.
is
In
in
eighth
there.
grade, you came back. You're like, hey, did you? You didn't go. Hey, did you fuck? You like, hey, did you finger bang? That was
Yeah,
it.
God, fucking hands smell awful. Like, smell like popcorn and pussy after you fucking leave.
Buttery
Ew,
popcorn
wow.
pussy.
Dude,
Tastes like a Reese's
God.
Pieces.
And you know your like 15-year-old self like smoked a cigarette after or something, some deviant
Barf.
shit to impress
Yeah.
your fucking girl.
Your
went with.
uncle's menthol.
Yeah, God, dude.
First dates always like they're just so weird because then like if you're hungry, then you got. One time I went on a first date with a guy and we get there and clearly I like to drink, and we sit down and we go to a Mexican restaurant, which I honestly think Mexican restaurants are the easiest like first dates because they're easy, like taco,
Quick.
yes,
Yep.
whatever, margaritas,
Yeah,
everything's
you're not
easy.
there for 2
Right.
hours.
And so we got there and we went to Huey Louie's, and I was like, I'll take like a skinny margarita, and he was like, I'll take a Diet Coke.
Ouch.
And then I was like, okay. And then I was like, and then the waiter walked away, and I was like, do you not drink? Like, because that's awkward for me. Because like now I'm sitting here
Did you
like,
say that?
well, no. But
Oh.
I asked him like, did he not drink? And he was like, yeah, I like rarely drink. So in my mind, I'm like, this ain't going anywhere after this because I
Yeah.
drink, and I like.
Yeah. Cancel the skinny margarita. Give me a real margarita and a shot because I'm gonna need it. For
I
this
ended
date.
up going. So I ended up. Then we order food, and I order like shrimp tacos or something, and he was like, I want a chicken and cheese quesadilla, just a quesadilla, like no lettuce, no sour cream, no salsa, just a chicken and cheese
So you're an
quesadilla.
actual
You were the-
fucking
Like-
kindergartner.
No, you were
Literally.
You were the dude on this date, and he
Yeah.
was the girl.
Yeah.
And so I'm like sitting there, I'm like, what
I
the
just
fuck?
want salad. No protein, no
Yeah.
nothing. I just want green lettuce.
And
So
salad in a Mexican restaurant is lettuce.
yeah.
I
Oh,
like
it's fucking awful.
I like Mexican salads. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, what
You
the
like
fuck?
lettuce? Good.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? So then finally, two of my buddies walk in and they see me and they're like, oh my God. So I give them a hug. So this is awkward because two like tall, big dudes are coming in and they're giving me a hug. And I was like, yeah, this is blah, blah, blah. And then they go and sit at the bar.
This is dry Jerry. This is fucking.
So we ended up.
He's an
Have
evangelical.
you ever seen the Friends with Fun Bobby? The Fun Bobby Friends?
Yes.
Where he's a drunk and then
Yes,
and then
and then
Monica
they make him stop drinking.
Monica gets him
Yes.
sober and he's bored, he's fucked.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that.
But then we like leave the date, and then I don't actually leave. I just go sit in my car, watch him pull off, and then I go back,
back
in the
in?
bar with my two buddies, and I'm like, shots, please. And they're like,
do it.
they were like, we thought that you fucking left without saying bye, and I was like, no, I just needed him to get the fuck out of here so I can come back in and drink with you. And then we went to another bar and played Keno.
And then you
I
took them both back home and they got the middle basket.
Definitely not. Ew.
I've had 2 awkward first dates specifically. One was like where I took the person that made it a little awkward, and then the other one was like.
Where'd you take them, church?
So no, I had this girl that I actually really liked. This girl, right? And you know those girls that like, she's like just like super polished.
Yeah.
For like at this age, you know, I'm like 18 or 19 years old, and this girl's like got her shit together and knows what she's doing and everything. I'm like, okay, this is a fucking cool girl, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what do you want to do on our first date? And this girl DM'd me on Instagram. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, this girl's come on to me. I got to fucking make something happen here.
That's right.
We're really thinking outside the box. So I took her to the fucking Carlton Farms haunted corn maze, right? And she was like excited about it. The fucking haunted corn maze type of shit. You know what I mean? She thought it was going to be romantic as fall. You know, it's nice weather. This bitch was fucking full anxiety attack in the line. She was like,
Because she was scared?
yeah, because like she got out there and she saw the other people. She heard all these fucking screams and chainsaws in these corn mazes. It's like fear of the unknown, you know? You don't know what you're going into. I don't give a fuck, really.
I
Like,
do. Fake shit. I
and
hate those things.
It's fucking fake, 100%.
The only thing is that you don't know around Halloween though. There are some people that like come in and like they are axe murderers, and They don't care about chopping your
Anybody
fucking head
that
off.
works inside that fucking haunted corn maze or uses the plan to axe murder somebody inside that haunted corn maze, I will beat the fuck out of.
I would be the
I am already a
easiest
grown
victim
man.
then. I'd be the
19.
I'd be the easiest victim though, because I don't get scared at all. I'm like, fuck it, and then like chop my head off.
Yeah, definitely. I would be the exact same way. You would have to literally get me with your first fucking swing, or I would beat the shit out of you with your own axe.
Awkward.
It was bad though. This girl was full fucking anxiety. Didn't like it. Didn't have a fun time in there. We actually had to get the people to like come in the fucking corn maze and side escort us out because this girl was like, "I'm not fucking walking anymore," and I was like, "Bitch, what you want me to do? Put you on my fucking back?" Yes, you are. You know what I mean? Hey, I hate to tell you. Yeah, you are. You're going to walk again, 100%, in one of these directions. And I don't really care which one. It was terrible. The second experience I had, this was actually probably like 2 years after that. And so I'm probably like 20, 21. I lived in Cartersville. Yeah. So I had this girl that I met while I was out and about that we had mutual friends, right? Super hot, and another like polished type of girl, like family went to church and shit, you know what I mean? Like still goes to church with the fam, whatever. But she goes out and drinks, has a good time, whatever. And so I asked her early on, when you're a fucking pothead, connoisseur of weed like myself, you know what I mean? You got to ask, do you fucking smoke?
You smoke.
Right? And a lot of people will say yes, a lot of people say no, but every now and then you get this. You get, I don't smoke, but I don't really mind if you do.
Sure.
You know, I get high, but I don't mind if you smoke, right? So
I'm that person.
I get in the fucking car, and my car smells like weed, obviously. And this girl was like, "Oh, if you want to smoke, you can smoke on the way here, and we're going to Henry's, right?" Cool. Whatever, you know? So I smoke on the way to Henry's from my house in Cartersville. It's 20 minutes, you know what I mean? And I'm normal, my normal fucking self, you know, and we're having like a normal time. And she's in there asking me all these fucking weird questions about being high, you know what I mean? And she was like, I can't stand when people are like, my bad. I can't stand when people are like, "Oh my God, you're so fucking high right now. I bet this must be so weird for you." Because I'm like, bitch, I'm fucking normal.
I'm
like,
fine,
I'm just
but
fucking,
you're making the
it
date weird.
The whole thing was like, wow, I bet that food tastes so good because you're so high right now. And I was like, bitch, it's
this
fucking,
is somebody that never smokes. That just this is
Exactly.
the conversation she thinks she should have.
Exactly.
That
I'm
sucks.
like, bro, this is like this is like, it's just like Tuesday. You know what I mean? It's just fucking normal. It's a normal
Tuesday.
day. It's normal shit here. We're just eating. Like, this food would have been good either way.
Right,
you
right.
know what I mean?
It's just a little bit better.
Oh yeah, 100%. But when you get that, fuck yes, I do also smoke weed, and we can smoke weed together on the way there, and they can fucking handle it. You're on.
But it's the same thing that she said. Is
paved road
I order
for
a
a good
skinny
first
margarita,
date.
and the person goes, "I want a sweet tea." You're like, "What the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
It's just awkward.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, well, now does he look at me like, wow, you're a raging alcoholic? Because it wasn't the only skinny margarita I had. I got another one.
If you could only pick one thing, like, what would be like the most important thing for you to have in common, like shared interests with the person you're going on a first date with, and not like we both have to be in touch with our emotions. I mean, just like fucking pastime.
For me, it was always inhibition and what did you want to do with your future.
But just like, I'm talking pastime.
I get.
I'm talking higher level than that. Like, if this girl's really into golf, you're like, okay, this is cool. We can make something. Like,
Mine is sports. Like, I need you to like sports. I need you to like sports.
College football, right?
Yes, I need you to like sports, and I need you to be able to like on a Saturday. Like, I don't want you to like want to hang out inside. I want you to be like, let's go to Sports and Social. Let's go
100%.
catch the game and have a couple beers and be able to fucking handle yourself.
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm not carrying you out of here because you
Sports
get way
is a
too
good one.
fucking and like way too drunk.
Yeah.
Like,
Sports
just
is
watch the
insane.
game, enjoy the game with me. If we keep going and keep getting drunk and go out all night,
Yeah, my wife
let's
trick
fucking
fucked
do
me
it.
on that one, man. She really doesn't like football, but she gets excited about the football season, but she doesn't ever watch football. She's like, "Oh, I love football. I like this. I like, University of Georgia." And she's such a, the people, I love her, but this happens all the time. You've seen it, where the person that's not really a fan becomes a fan of that, right? And if you say do you like University of Georgia Bulldogs, and I'm a Tennessee fan, like stick with your guns.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And so she started like casually supporting Tennessee.
No. She went full on buying shirts and all kinds of shit. And this wasn't when we were dating. This was like after we were married. And I'm like,
yo, Rocky Top.
well, it offended me as a Tennessee fan.
Get off the bandwagon.
It offended me as a Tennessee fan.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you don't know what we. It's like
You don't know what we've been through.
the Braves, real Braves fans. If you're like, if I saw you in a fucking Cubs uniform last week, and now you're wearing a Braves uniform. I want to beat your fucking ass because I'm like, you don't know what we've been through as a society.
We're supposed to have the house divided tags on our cars. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
now you support me?
Yeah. I don't
Sports
like.
is a good one.
I don't like your attitude. I don't like what you're doing here. Don't fucking offend me as a sports fan.
I really like it when like they're like die hard like for like a different team because like I like and I want you to be like SEC too like or
I got a friend that is a couple that one of them's an Auburn fan and one of them's a Georgia fan and they stick to their guns, but they also support each other when they're not playing each other.
exactly like that's fine.
They do that
most of the time unless like they're playing one of your rivals as well. Like
yeah, for sure they do that too.
Yeah, so
yeah, she's rooting for them when they're playing Alabama.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like I was dating a guy that was also not dating a guy, but whatever, or talking what the fuck ever it is.
Fucking.
But no. But he like
I thought you said you were talking to a guy that was talking to a guy. That's what you said.
She's a freak.
But like he was a
That guy's
Gator
a
fan.
demon.
So I'm like, well, this is kind of cool because I've never had like another Gator with me. So like I'm like, all right, cool. So then we vibed on that. And then I could also see us at the bar like just like raging like for the Gators together and like everybody hating on us. Awesome. But I mostly like it when they enjoy the other team because I'm like, let's fucking go. And then we can talk shit to each other. But also when I like talk to a guy and they're like, honestly, like I don't really like, I like University of Massachusetts. I'm like, that's not even a team.
In basketball it is.
Like the fuck?
Yeah, I feel that.
How can I talk to you? Because then you probably think that I'm a bro at this point because I'm like, dude, did you see that like catch? Like that trash through like that.
I like Troy.
Yeah, I don't really watch football.
I don't really watch football. I'm like, or I like soccer. I'm like, gotta go.
I like soccer. I like all sports.
I'm out.
I like all sports.
Sports is a good one to find that common ground.
Hell yeah.
Weed is, partying is in general.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mutual friends
I'm the
is
kinda
like
girl
talking shit about mutual people that you know and shit is really good common ground.
I'm the kind of girl though that I'm like, I don't care if you smoke, but I don't smoke. I'm much rather drink. Like you get high, I'll get drunk.
Yeah, but you also wouldn't fucking pester
I would
somebody
not
for an
know.
hour about how high they
How
are.
do you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's this doing to you right now?
Do your eyes feel red? Because they are red.
I bet that tea's really good right now.
Yeah. That girl asked me, she's like, are you going to put eye drops in before we go in here? And I was like, no.
But honestly,
I'm going to give them my money and they're going to be okay
You
with
should have
it.
over exaggerated everything after she started voting. And just really drink the tea real hard, like, oh my god, this is so
Dude,
good.
I
see-
thought about going to the front and paying and walking to Center Street.
Oh, nice.
Without telling her. So that was the only time I've ever thought about anything like. I Ubered her back to her fucking house in Cartersville and went to Center Street and played darts.
Nice.
It was awful.
if my date though
Fucking
like just picks me up and he's
cherry
like,
Coke there.
hey, on our first date, and if he picks me up and he's like, care if I smoke like on the way there, that's gonna be a turn off for me. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
the fuck,
I'm not
like.
gonna ask. I wouldn't ask. If I
Okay.
wanted to.
Well, if I get in the
wanted to
car
do
and it
I
smells
would.
like
shouldn't-
weed, I'm like, did you just smoke? And then you're like, yeah. I'm like, well, fuck. You got to be like under the influence to go out on a fucking date with me.
You
I
should-
hope you would
you
ask me
shouldn't.
that in your driveway so I can see you back to your
right.
fucking
That's
house.
right. Now-
Just ask me before we get down the road.
Now
okay?
I'm 6 miles down the road and fuck. But you shouldn't, like these days, if you cherry coke a motherfucker, like you shouldn't feel as bad because of Uber. You know, if they're poor, that you should feel bad. But if they got Uber, cherry coke and a motherfucker is definitely
What
in the
the fuck
wheelhouse
is
now.
cherry coking?
Cherry coke is
Yeah.
is when you're not having a good time with somebody. And in my case, and where I learned it is we were taking people on day interviews and we didn't like them. We'd call it cherry coke them. So what we'd do is we'd pull up to a gas station, and in a date scenario, you go, hey, I gotta pump this gas. Will you go in there and grab me a cherry coke? And she's like, oh sure. And you give her $2, and then when she goes and get a cherry coke, you dip.
Please don't tell me you've ever actually done that to somebody.
He just did. He just did it a different way.
No.
He's like,
But
here's
I'm
your
saying,
Uber.
like, at least you got her an Uber, like,
I
out of
told
there.
her,
I'd much
you
rather
have to
you do
leave.
that, though. Like, if you don't feel it going anywhere and I don't
I've-
feel it going anywhere, I'd rather just, like, I don't give a fuck how awkward it is. Clearly, I'm not going to keep wasting my fucking time with
Right.
you. Just
I've never
send me on
done
my
that.
way.
I've never done that in any scenario,
love
to be
that.
honest with you. But there were people that did it in that business, and it got so bad. It got so. Here's the fucked up thing. It got bad on the West Coast where people were doing it all the time, and a guy did it to a girl that he thought was awful at sales, and she's not going to do good at this. So he did the cherry coke thing. This girl's uncle was the CEO of Hot Jobs, and Hot Jobs was one of the biggest job boards
Career.
Ever,
And I think Yahoo owned it or whatever. But he was the CEO, and because of that they got cut off. And their lifeblood is recruiting. Sidcor's is, and he cut them off from recruiting altogether. because of that.
Fucking grounds for
Well,
it.
I mean, I would
treat
definitely-
people like shit.
Hell yeah.
If I got, that's what I'm saying. Don't ghost. Just at least tell me like what the fuck I did. Like just tell me, or like be like, look, I don't see it going anywhere. I don't really like you.
Yeah, I got some
Let it
boys
go.
I want to watch football
There's been
with.
some times like
Oh,
where
I love football. I don't care. Get out.
yeah, I've had to like end it with like people, not because like I mean I feel bad because I know that they're a great fucking dude, but I'm like, I don't see it going any further than this. So I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm not gonna waste my time. If you don't like me
And
after
that's
this,
not really
but
that
I'd rather
awkward.
not ghost you.
Right. It's less awkward that way.
Yeah, because then
Depends
if I
on which
see you
person
again,
you are.
because if I ghost you and then I see you again, then it's like,
Yeah. Hey.
what's up?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I blocked your number. Didn't mean
Don't-
to. Wasn't me.
Hit the wrong button.
Yeah.
What
It was like you and Maddie's fucking altercation here. He was like, I definitely didn't block you on Instagram. We were all like, yeah, she definitely didn't. For sure. That was an accident.
But like also random
Especially
accounts.
a professional Instagram person.
Yeah.
I admitted that I blocked her, but it was only because like if she had like a weird, it was like Cowboys or something, and then it was like a weird logo, and like she didn't have any posts yet or something.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see shit like that, when you have no posts or you have like barely any following, like you could be a robot account, and I might as well just block you now before you try to hack my shit.
That's a good one. That's almost like the
Yeah.
autocorrect
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
you did at the beginning
I
of the
said
podcast.
hat. I said hat.
I said hat.
Yeah.
I thought you were a bot.
I've blocked a lot of like some people will.
I didn't say you were hot. I thought you were a bot.
Some guys at my bar, like they barely have Instagram. So like older men, like their Instagram is like no picture, a weird fucking name.
I don't have
No
Instagram.
following, but they're following a shit ton of people, and then no pictures, or like it's pictures of like the ocean or like screensavers. And this one guy came in, he was like, I don't see your story, like I don't see your Instagram, like you don't post anymore. And I was like, yes I do. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you blocked me, or he was like, I can't see him anymore.
Blocked me.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, what's your name on there? I was like, let me go look. And he's like, I don't even know how to see my name on there. And I was like, give me your phone. Go to his Instagram, look at his name. And I was like, fuck, I just blocked you. I was like, but sorry, it's weird because I don't.
You seem invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we were talking about going to that dude's phone earlier and doing that. And talking about awkward. I'd had a couple of beers. I was at a party. We were watching. It was a UFC party. We were watching a UFC party, right? I leave my my phone on the table. My best friend's little brother, and I'm talking about this was 2012. You know what I mean? And he went for some reason. I guess at that time I didn't have a lock on it, or it didn't do facial or anything like that. You just had to press the button or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I definitely had an iPhone, but I don't know how he got into it. But he got into it and said some, like, messaged on Facebook and said some fucked up shit, like I had said it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I looked at my phone. I was like, where's my phone? And it was over there. It was in a different place. I picked it up and it was on Facebook still. And it said that. And he was laughing over there. There was probably 15 people at this party. I was like, and I was not drunk. I go, hey, motherfucker, don't ever fucking do that. I said, I have been so many years with keeping myself low profile on Facebook where if you look at it, I'm like not
Barely
part
on it, yeah.
No, I'm not barely on it. I have posts. I have pictures. I have everything. But
It's only what you
you're
want.
not. You haven't seen me smoking on them. You haven't seen me drinking a lot on them.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with my shirt off partying. I'm trying to be professional in business. I'm using it for people to go, oh, he's a decent guy. We can do business with him. But I got fucking pissed, and everybody at the party just like died down. And I was like,
Buzzkill.
I go, all right, well maybe that's a little overkill, but don't touch my fucking phone.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
hate it.
It's a real thing. Fuck yeah.
Awkward. What we got?
That's probably it.
That's an hour.
Awesome. I thought this was a good one.
Yeah.
Bree needs to pick it up next time though. Okay.
Okay.
Soup sandwich.
Soup sandwich.
All of the knots, all of the guap, all of the pesos, all of the pollo, all of the knots, all of the guap, all of the pesos, all of the pollo, all of the money, all of the money, all of the money, all of the money, all of the money.